Hello, Joji here. I know it's been a while since I did a video like this, and by this I mean a video where I just kind of sit down and talk about things, usually things that I very, very much enjoy. I know that my recent content has been only streaming, and even with the streaming, that has been very sparse since this year began. What I wanted to do was just make a small video explaining why this is the case, and also provide a couple announcements, one of which I'm actually really excited about. So let's start there. Middle of last year, I was invited by the Pokemon Tabletop Reunited devs to help make a new Pokemon TTRPG system called Pokemon Tabletop Reunited Evolved. And since October, I have been incredibly busy designing rules and mechanics for the system. This new system is the spiritual successor to all of the work that I also helped with for PTR, which was a collection of homebrew for Pokemon Tabletop United. And because I'm mentioning PTU, our new system is not associated with it in any way. It is completely separate. In December, there was an official announcement made on the PTR Discord, so if you'd rather read it yourself, I have provided the link to the server in the description. I won't keep on this for too long, so I'll just mention the following key points for what we're planning. First, it will be Foundry VTT focused. What this means is we will utilize everything Foundry has to offer when designing PTR2, from how stat growth works, to damage and accuracy calculations, to just a whole lot of other things that we normally wouldn't be able to do with just regular pen and paper. Foundry is an incredibly strong tool for running TTRPGs, and it helps us break away from those norms. The automation it can support also makes getting into TTRPGs more accessible, and in my opinion, would also allow us to design a system that feels very much like Pokemon. Second, we're moving away from a standard class progression and going fully classless. This was mainly inspired by systems like Shadowrun and Call of Cthulhu, where there are no preset classes, more ideas for the characters, or in another word, an archetype. What we want is to allow players to work on building their character freeform to fit the archetype that they want, and have enough options in the system to facilitate it. The last one that I will at least mention is that we are going to make this feel a lot closer to the video games. This was kind of touched on in the first point, but Foundry really does allow us to go a little crazy with math. I mean, we could use the accuracy and damage formulas from the video games because Foundry does the math for us. We can expand on minute mechanics to make them feel like they're part of the system and have it all work in tandem with each other. That does not mean that we are going to ignore what makes a TTRPG what it is. The best way that I can describe it is we are tailoring the system rules around Pokemon instead of trying to fit Pokemon into a system that can't really support it. As of this video, we are still in the early stages of development, but plan to have a playtest ready sometime this year with a very hopeful release by 2025. We do have an open invite to anybody that wants to help us with this project, and all of those details are in the same announcement post that's on the server. Now, if you made it this far into the video, that means you want to know what is going to happen to this channel and what I will be doing in regards to the Johto League Trials campaign. Well, to rip off the band-aid, Johto League Trials has officially ended as of January 2024. There was a small mishap on the PTU server that completely drained all my motivation and drive to continue playing the system itself. To make a long story short, moderators there did not like the guides I made for PTU, and instead of critiquing the videos and providing feedback, they decided to levy some insults directly at me. Normally this wouldn't bother me, but it cuts a little deeper, as my intentions for those videos were to help people get started in PTU, which for years was my favorite Pokemon tabletop system. What I am not asking is for people to call them out on this. What's done is done, and I'd rather move on to more exciting things than dwell on it any longer. So here's my official announcement. I am no longer playing, supporting, or creating homebrew for Pokemon Tabletop United. I never intended nor declared myself an expert or authority on the system, and I apologize if I didn't communicate that properly. On upload of this video, there will be a pinned comment on the GM Guide to PTU, which has a poorly worded tip to help clarify it more. As for what will happen to this channel, I'll still be around, and it's most likely going to be me streaming a lot. So with my streams, I do want to do more than just Pokemon games. If I don't do that, I'm going to get burnt out and I'm going to start hating Pokemon altogether. Plus, with me working on a Pokemon TTRPG, I'm already thinking about Pokemon or just the series in general way more in my free time, and I'm going to need a break from it. Regular uploads are most likely not going to happen, at least not in the frequency I would like. I am one person that is just sharing his hobbies and interests, and I don't see this channel really focusing on any one thing for too long. I originally thought about doing a dev diary for PTR2, but with how tight our release schedule is, my time is better spent focusing on development. Although I will live stream a brand new campaign in PTR2 once we are in beta, so Stay tuned for that if you're interested. This was a little rushed, but hopefully this helped clarify some things. Please go check out the PTR Discord for all of the details on PTR2 and to submit an application if you really want to give us a hand. So until next time, have a good one.